You're still watching NIMASA this week. And today is quite a pleasure to do this because since he came into office as the new DG of NIMASA, we've not had the pleasure of chatting with him, or because of the season we're in. But thank God for wisdom, we were able to map out a proper plan, social distancing in mind. I have with me the DG of NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jabo. Welcome to NIMASA this week.
Thank you very much, Cordelia. You're welcome.
Thank you. Now we're here. And I had this question planned in my head when we were coming for this. I said the first thing I'll be asking you is this simple but deep question. How did you feel when you were announced as a DG of NIMASA? What went through your head?
Well, Cordelia, you know the Nigerian's situation and factor. Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has been a very, very difficult agency. The culture, the organizational culture, the issue of staffing, you understand, the mandate, the issue of security, and so many other things. It's not something easy that you can be a kind of, excited. All you have to do, and you keep in to your mind that there is a great, responsibility ahead. So instead of feeling so special, you just feel that you have another national assignment. You know very well, I was in the system as far back as 1993, 94. And I work closely with most of the chief executives. So the challenges of the agency is very enormous. So it's not something so exciting. But when I got the wind, my name has been approved as the Director General, I knew that the task ahead is not really, really easy. But with the blessing of God, and the hand of people in the industry. I'm sure you know how the industry stakeholders received the appointment. It's given me a great pleasure and encouragement.
Well, I see it's not stopping you from doing what you had planned, because from what you said, you had time to really think about the things you'd want to do in here. I remember the first meeting you had with the staff stakeholders. You kept talking about the 3 S's because that has been a major issue for us too. So probably you had given it a lot of thought. And when I'm talking 3 S's, in case you do not know, we're talking maritime security, maritime safety, shipping development. They call it a tripod.
Yes.
Why did you focus on this?
Well, the tripod, I tried to submerge most of the functions of the agency into the tripod. If you think of the maritime security encompasses maritime security, maritime safety, and as well as marine environment management. The marine environment management period 2007-2008, we have it merged with the maritime security standard department. So we just created Marine Environment Management Department from the Maritime Safety Security so that we can have efficiency and effectiveness in managing the marine environment area. So you can see that the maritime security as part of my tripod encompasses about 3 things. The safety, the security, the marine environment management, the accident investigation bureau. So I try to subsume it under the maritime security. Then the second aspect of it has to do of maritime safety. Cordelia, Nigeria is the one that warehouse the issue of regional maritime security coordinating center. And we look after 9 countries in this agency. Anything to do with the issue of search and rescue, safety at sea, navigational safety also. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency take care of that. So if you take safety, we are talking of search and rescue, safety navigations and other things like that. Then the other S has to do with shipping development and capacity building. capacity building include the issue of cabotage. Cabotage has 4 legs: the registration of vessels, there are the ownership of vessels, and then the manning of vessel, as well as the building of ships also. So that one, you see, cabotage subsume that. The capacity building has to do with training and retraining of the CPRs, which we have Pomala Jomalik, encompassed or subsumed there. So we have Maritime Labour Standard Department. So almost the entire department now subsumed into that. Now, in addition to that, the shipping development and capacity development also takes care of the issue of fleet expansion in terms of increment of ownership of ships, the repairs of ships, and then the building of ships also. So all this one encompasses. So if you look at it, the entire gamut of the acts we have 4 acts approved by the federal government: the NIMASA Act, the Merchant Shipping Act, the Cabotage Act, and the Anti-Piracy Act, which is the newest one that was approved a year ago, exactly this, June last year. Mr. President approved it. So also that one also, all these acts subsumed within the 3 A's. So silently you can see it as 3.S, but encompasses the entire mandate of the agency. But we try to mention the largest one that we can be able to handle, and the stakeholders, both international and the internal stakeholders, can be able to understand easily. If you say Triford S, you can recall easily what we can be able to address.
I'll just start from the end of what you talked about now, cabotage. And that was a big issue before now. We talked a lot about it. And if you take a look at Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund, the CVFF, we do not really know where it is going to, where it's at. And if you're encouraging ship ownership, ship building and all that, that is very crucial. So what is your plan for this?
Well, Cordelia, you cannot be able to understand the intricacies with Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund unless you know the history of the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund. It started sometimes in 1994 and split it up to 1996 when the government introduced Ship Acquisition and Shipbuilding Fund. And introducing that particular fund at that time was meant for giving out loans for ship owners to acquire ship, so that we can expand the fleet. That's the essence of fleet expansion. And a lot of stakeholders benefited from this gesture. At the end of the day, to repay the loan was a difficult thing. Most of the stakeholders believe that this particular fund is a national cake. So we have gotten our own national cake.
So no need to pay back.
No need to pay back. Some of them collected the money, invested the money in a different business instead of buying the ships. Some of them collected the money, bought a very old ship that cannot be able to stand the test of time.
That means maybe they collect X amount, they spend less than to buy an older.
Exactly.
Wow.
As usual, the Nigerian factor. So it becomes very difficult for them to pay. And another difficulty for those that bought very good vessels, we used to have what we call the cargo sharing formula at that time, 40-40-20, where the indigenous owners, they have capacity to get the cargo. So if you have a vessel and you don't have the cargo, it becomes an issue. So some of them also, they have the vessels and there's no cargo to live because of the scrapping of the cargo sharing formula that we have been using. So it becomes very difficult, some of them, to pay. Some they are willing to pay, there is no cargo, so they can't engage the ship. At the end of the day, the problem of inflow become an issue. And another issue, at that time, the NMA, we are not, you understand, commercial banks, that we appraise applications for loans. We look at what type of collateral the beneficiary will bring. At the end of the day, if he fails, we know where to fall back. So we just issued loans like that without adequate arrangement on how to recover the funds. So Fidelia, up to today, some of them, they are yet to pay this money. Some of them taken to court. Some of them came to tell us that, look, the money you gave us, it wasn't enough for us to buy a very good ship that we can walk. We just got rickety big buckets. Okay, if you know the money given to you is for rickety buckets, why buy rickety buckets? We had a situation where some people came to us, they said that at the deep sea, the vessel sank. So Cordelia, who will go and investigate whether that vessel is originally under and other things like that. Now, because of this history, the Nigerian government said, okay, suspend the issue of ship acquisition and shipbuilding fund sometimes in 1996. Then we will now start pursuing the beneficiaries to come and pay. As I told you, from my records up to now, I have handy of them with billions unpaid to the coffers of government. So it becomes a very dicey situation. If you follow my Honorable Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Chubidema Abmechi, he made a lot of explanation. Fine, I have cabotage vessel financing fund. You stakeholders come and prove to me that you will not mess up this money. We have given this type of money to the aviation industry. They mismanage it. If you can convince me that you cannot mismanage these resources, I will disburse it to you. Otherwise, I'm not going to be party to those people that will collect money and go to sleep and enjoy themselves with the funds.